Good afternoon, LHS. I'm Kyman Warman, your anchor for today. It's Friday, November 5th, 2021, and we've got some good stories lined up for you today. We're going to ease into the Thanksgiving spirit with some interviews at the Early Bird Learning Center. Then we'll take a look at sports with Charlie, and in just a second, Garrett's going to take us through how COVID has affected the environment.
What's up, Jays? I'm Garrett Shrew, here with your top story. While COVID brought a lot of negative changes, there's actually some positive changes that have taken place as well. When shutdowns happened for COVID-19, our environment was actually positively impacted. Because of all the COVID restrictions, AP News reports that, quote, this began a sudden and unprecedented drop in the human activity. As much of the world went into lockdown and factories stopped operating, cars kept their engines off, and planes were grounded, end quote. You can't see the positive impacts from the shutdowns, but according to AP News, quote, by May 2020, a landmark study combined government lockdown policies and activity data from around the world to predict as much as a 7% fall in carbon emissions by the end of the year, a figure later confirmed by the Global Carbon Project, end quote. Since less fossil fuels were being used, our carbon output was lessened significantly. However, nowadays, the carbon count is back on the rise. Because of the world reopening, more cars are being started, more planes are lifting off, and more energy is needed to power our world. Let's all try and be proactive against carbon emissions using methods such as carpooling, not turning your AC down to 60 in the middle of summer, and cutting out unnecessary waste. I'm Garrett Shrew, signing off for KLHS.
I think I speak for many people when I say that sometimes school can feel like a little much, but if you're looking for a nice getaway, be sure to take a look at the Jardín La Paz. The Spanish Honor Society students have worked hard to put it together for LHS students in order to provide a nice, stress-free environment. But Spanish kids aren't the only ones putting in work here at LHS. On Tuesday, November 9th from 1 o'clock to 7 p.m., the EDGE students will be showcasing some of the work that they've completed so far this semester. Students' artwork as well as highlights of other activities and events will also be on display. But if making greenhouses with the Spanish kids or solving world issues with the EDGE program isn't for you, maybe consider applying to the Winter AI program. Inspirit AI is a program developed and taught by graduate students from selective schools like Stanford and MIT. The program will allow for students to learn AI techniques and create personalized projects for social good, such as building machine learning models to detect fake news in the media or assessing bias in the criminal justice system. They have mentored over 6,000 students from 75 plus countries and partnered with many innovative schools. Applications for the Winter 2021 program are open and the deadline to apply is November 15th. And with more study opportunities, J.Crew is hosting a study night. If you're interested, look out for the join form, which will be sent to people's emails and put on J-Block. And finally, some news for our teachers. On Tuesday, November 9th, LHS will host the annual Liberty Public School Community Breakfast in the PAC. This huge event is expected to host 300 additional adults on campus. The event kicks off at 7 a.m. and will run into the mid-morning. Due to the amount of extra individuals, all staff members are being asked to park in alternative parking spaces for that morning, since the lot by the PLC will be blocked off. Please don't park in the reserved, visitor, or handicapped spots, but feel free to move your car during your planned period. Additional safety offers will be provided to help parking and traffic flow. And students, if you see a teacher parking next to you next Tuesday, try your best not to hit their cars with your door. And lastly, we've got some notable achievements of some students. Samuel Cleary has been nominated for the Presidential Scholars Program, which is a notable and prestigious achievement. Congrats, Sam. And some more names. Gabe Badea, Aaron Bragg, Grace Fisher, Rain Mivette, and Will Pierce all made All-State Choir, beating hundreds of students in the KC metro area. Congrats, guys. Now let's go see some Thanksgiving action at the Early Birds Learning Center.
What is up, Jays? Grace Halter here. And with Thanksgiving just around the corner, we decided to interview a few kids from the Early Birds Learning Center. So without further ado, let's go talk to them now about what they're thankful for.
I'm thankful for snacks. Okay, I like jelly, and I like riding bikes with my friends, and I like eating peanut butter.
Thankful for.
My toys, and I'm thankful for I have a family, and I'm thankful for I have a house and a car so I can go somewhere, and that I have clothes and my shoes, and I'm getting my new shoes, and I'm thankful I have friends, and I'm thankful for a house to live in.
Yes, good job.
I'm thankful for sharing cars.
Well, I'm thankful for the Early Birds kids. Well, this has been Grace Halter, signing off of KLHS.
Good afternoon, Jays. I'm Charlie Marshall, back with your Friday football preview. Tonight, the Liberty Blue Jays will look for revenge as they will face Missouri's second-ranked team and crosstown rival, the Liberty North Eagles. This game will be a huge challenge for the Jays, who got blown out by the Eagles in their last matchup by a score of 44-13. Ever since their Week 1 loss to an Arkansas football team, the Eagles have not lost a single game. The Blue Jays have improved significantly on both sides of the football since that Week 2 matchup between them, so this could end up being quite a good game if Liberty can get off to a hot start. Offensively, the Jays need to establish the run early and find success in the short passing attack, while staying sturdy and not committing turnovers. Defensively, they need to take advantage of the turnovers and stop the run. As for the Kansas City Chiefs, they won a tight game against the New York Giants on Monday Night Football, but hey, a win is a win in the NFL. But you can't help but feeling like the Chiefs lost on Monday night. The defense showed up early in the game with an interception and in the late stages of the game as the pass rush finally picked up on the last drive. But it was the offense and penalties that were most to blame. Speaking of the pass rush, though, the Kansas City Chiefs traded a 6th-round draft pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for an edge rusher, Melvin Ingram, before Thursday's wide league trade deadline. Ingram's experience will serve as a good tool for the Chiefs' younger pass rushers. The 32-year-old is great at pressuring the quarterback, but has only surpassed 10 sacks in his career twice. He could be available for this upcoming game, but that's still up in the air. The Chiefs will face off against the Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers team on Sunday, as 2022 first-round selection Jordan Love will start in relief of Rodgers, who's tested positive for COVID-19 this past week. Love has yet to take a snap in an NFL regular season game, so hopefully the Chiefs can get to the quarterback and force mistakes from Jordan Love. That's all the sports news I have for you today. This has been Charlie Marshall signing off from KLHS.
Thank you for the great updates as always, Charlie. I can't wait to see how tonight's game turns out. But before we end, let's go to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you to Grace Halter, Garrett Strew, Charlie Marshall, and the rest of the great KLHS crew, which includes the amazing Miss Gamina and Darren, all for making this show possible. With KLHS, I'm Kyman Warman. Have a great weekend, Jays.